best personal favorite.
Worst least favorite.
You're out of your fucking mind. You're out of your fucking mind. This is such a great album. You're out of your mind. I mean, holy shit. You're out of that's a spider. You're out of your fucking mind. Welcome to Every Album Ever with Mike and Alex. My name is Michael Mansour, and I'm joined, as always, by my sporty, fun, handsome, charismatic, carefree co-host, Alexander Volt. Say hello.
Hello. I wish I was sporty and carefree, but...
Well, you know, one out of three ain't bad.
One day.
This is Every Album Ever, the podcast where we listen to every single album in the world, one artist at a time. That's a whole new discography per episode. And today we'll be discussing every album by...
Shiner.
This is requested on Patreon by our good buddy Cole. Cole has been with us for a while now.
Yes, requested 2 previous episodes.
One,
sorry.
He first requested Unwound way back, and that put him on my good side.
Yes, and he has a very cool baseball channel called No More Fielders. If you're into baseball, lots of cool factoids and tidbits over there.
Good. No.
I enjoyed it. Thought it was entertaining.
You like baseball though, right?
I consider myself a fair weather fan.
Okay, all right,
but I like it.
At least you're honest. At least you're honest.
Yeah, I like it.
I hate it. And if I liked it, I'd watch his channel.
Yes, and if I could use a baseball term, he tried to bat 100 with requests.
I thought it was 1,000.
No, it's confusing. It's pronounced 100, but
it's pronounced. Hold on. Hold on, buddy.
I don't make these rules.
Easy there, buddy. Hold on.
I don't make these rules. This is the way it is.
It's just the way it is. I'm so confused, but it's okay. It's okay because
it looks like 1,000,
but it looks like 1,000, but it's not.
Or it looks like 1%. Whatever. Anyways, try to bat 100, and unfortunately for me, he's only going 50-50.
I knew it from the start. You weren't going to like this band. I've never heard them. This is my first time hearing them.
Same.
Within 2 albums. 1.5 albums, I was like, Alex isn't going to like this band. By the end, I was like, oh, Alex hates this band, I bet.
I don't hate them.
You don't hate them, but you're definitely not going back.
I may listen to a few songs on whatever playlists we make.
Which there is a playlist. There's a Spotify link in the description. Check that out. Yes.
And that's better than I can say for a lot of bands. So.
It is. I like the band a lot.
Nice.
I like the band like a lot.
Oh,
I don't love they're not like my favorite thing ever, but the stuff that I like really basically the stuff that I like, I'm so surprised that I like because on paper I would hate it. And even describing it, I'm like, this isn't my thing. I don't even like this thing.
Yeah.
But when I hear it, God damn it, do I fucking love it.
On paper, there's a lot of stuff I like here, but sometimes the vocals get not even in an annoying way.
You took the words out of my mouth. I was going to say the reason Alex doesn't like his band is because of the handsome guy vocals.
Yeah.
Handsome guy vocals are not great in general. I think across the board, I hate that style.
They go from like Kurt Cobain like to rock radio. That's
exactly what it is. But Kurt Cobain is probably it's a fair comparison, but I lean way more toward, and this was validated by some of our notes here. Failure.
Yeah.
This is what I like. I know you don't like Failure.
That's probably another reason.
Yeah. Failure is a band that I deeply, deeply respect, and I am like a huge fan of one of their albums, which I won't say which in case we cover them. This band feels like if Failure was phenomenal.
Whoa.
Because they have like the stylings of it, but they're just so sharp and they're so tight.
Oh, these guys can play.
Oh, they are fucking incredible. And even the riffs are like, man, that's a really interesting, unusual riff. I like that riff. I wasn't expecting that riff. Where Failure, I'm like, I kind of saw that coming, even if I like the way they do it. I think it's a very good band, but by the end, they're a different band.
For sure.
It's like I thought we were just in store for pure post-hardcore across the board, but by the end, like this is not even close to post-hardcore. This is just a whole new thing. And if you go in hoping for more of the early stuff, you're gonna hate it. And I had it like in the middle of the listen of like some of the later stuff. I'm like, all right, it's not that band anymore. I got to get out of that. Got to come in fresh. And I liked it a lot more after doing that.
Yeah, I have my feelings as they grow and do different albums throughout the years.
Yes. But we got some notes here from our history man, Tom Osman. Make sure you follow him on all the social medias. You can find links to all that in the description. Tom compiled an interview from 2021, and that's pretty much it with Alan Epley, the singer and guitarist, main member, because there's not really much here.
Pretty bare bones wiki too. So
the wiki is pretty empty. Yeah. Is there even any? Well, they have pages for all the albums except for the last one, but and even like the Discogs, it's not like super jam packed. It just has like the basics. So we don't have a whole lot of lore, not like our television episode where we talked for 40 minutes before even going to the first album. I want to take a quick second to interrupt us talking about Shiner because our history guy Tom Osman actually reached out to singer guitarist Alan Epley for an interview and got a response. Unfortunately, we didn't get the answers before recording this episode. So right now, the entire interview is posted on our Patreon, patreon.com/everyalbumever. Patrons get first access to that. But at some point down the line, Tom will post it to his Substack, tomosman.substack.com. So please be sure to follow him there. Right now, he already has the full interviews with Alan Segura of Martin DuPont, as well as Nathan Lively of Call Me Lightning posted on there, which we discussed on the pod. There's a lot of unanswered questions in this episode because there's not a lot of info on this band, but most, if not all of those questions are actually answered in the interview. So go ahead and check it out there. Also, Alan Epley wanted to plug the first 4 Shiner records are being re-released on vinyl next year, 2023. In addition to the first record, Splay, being remixed by Paul Malinowski. So that should be fun. Look forward to that. And yeah, let's get back to the show. Oh, you dropped your phone?
I did drop my phone.
It just keeps happening. It's that fucking cord is so heavy.
Yeah, it's weird. I guess I'll put it face down because I don't want the camera to pick up on it.
Oh, right.
So face down on the table here.
There we go.
Boom.
Shiner, goddamn. So post-hardcore, like we said, they started out, 92? Yeah, they started out
92, Kansas City, Missouri.
Kansas City. And like we said, started out post-hardcore, evolved, and I want to say that, like, if you just tune out the vocals, this is hard not to like for most people. Like, I feel like the only thing that is up for debate is the vocals.
Yeah.
He's a good singer. He has like a legitimately good singing voice.
Yes.
It's the style of it. It's always just the handsome guy style. I think of Thrice, and we all know how much I fucking hate them.
100% what you said. I'll take this guy's vocals over Thrice.
I'll take anything over Thrice. That was one of the worst of the worst. Sorry.
Yeah. I would say the main guy, Alan Epley, vocals, guitar.
Yeah.
He's like the core member.
He's the main dude.
And then I would say the second most important guy, Paul
Malinowski. Yeah, that dude is his right-hand man. He's been there since 95, which is before the first album.
Yeah, and then around the Starless album, we get a solid lineup rounded out by Jason Gherkin on drums and Josh Newton, second guitar.
Yeah, those are the dudes.
Yeah.
And they broke up, sort of. What the hell year was that? That was like 2001-ish, 2002-ish?
Yeah, around there.
And then they're back. And they're back, though.
Dude, yeah, and then they came back and then were derailed by COVID, so...
But they're back again.
Good.
They are back. They have 2 dates right now. This is going to be super duper irrelevant when this comes out. December 3rd and 4th in Kansas City and Minneapolis.
Keeping it local.
Exactly. I'm sure they'll have more, but the point is they're back.
Because yes, I'm not a big fan, but I would love for these dudes to make their money and whatever. And I'm sure there were a lot of fans who were stoked for it and didn't get to see it. So
yeah, it's
I hope everyone who wants to see them gets to see them.
Look at that. Live and let live. Look at all that. I wouldn't mind seeing them at all, though. I think they're quite nice. But so how they started? There's not there's not that much other than that they used to go by Orchid.
Yeah, and they kind of got off to like a fast start pretty quickly. Epley would cite Slint.
Hell yeah.
which we've done. Melvins, which we've done.
Jesus Lizard, which we've done.
But not Failure.
Not Failure. Nor Swerve Driver.
Yes, as well as Zeppelin. But those are some pretty good influences. If I was answering an ad for a drummer and someone listed all those bands,
I immediately sold.
Let's do this.
100%. So I guess he's been asked, or maybe not been asked a lot, but there's like there's going to be the obvious comparison of like the Seattle grunge scene. And I mean, it's not super unfounded. You could even hear the influence in his voice for sure, but he was later on. This is later on, even though it wasn't that much later on. It might as well be a whole generation later on.
He seems to be pretty grounded by what he said, because I know there were a lot of musicians who were like kind of in denial about it or tried to recapture that magic. And seems like this guy kind of accepted the writing on the wall.
100%. The quote from Epley, he says, in terms of did they feel a kinship to these bands? He said, maybe, but they were like rock stars to us at that point. By the time we were really touring, the scene had gentrified into a caricature of what it was, I think, in the late 80s and early 90s. Kurt Cobain had died before we even released our first record, 95, for instance. And like he's saying, like around like Kansas City area, just like most places, you had the A&R reps trying to recreate, like trying to find the next Nirvana. That everyone that got picked up was dropped eventually. But they weren't one of those bands. They were ignored by them too, and that's a damn shame. But then they had a couple singles in '93 and '94,
and then that would get them on tours with Sunny Day Real Estate.
I didn't know that.
Jesus Lizard and Girls Against Boys, among others. So,
but we might as well jump into the first album, if you ready.
I am slightly ready.
You can go ahead and take your time, because they have all together at the time of this recording 5 albums. First one came out in 1996. Most recent 2020. Oh boy, the year of doom and gloom. But maybe there'll be more. So here it is. Here's the first album. This is 1996's Splay.
Great drum playing.
And if you start out a song, the first song in the first album in 5/8, you know you're dealing with a post-hardcore band. Oh, this is so 90s post-hardcore. It's insane.
It is. If you are a fan of this sound,
Medications, Farrakhan, Unwound, all that shit.
This might be up your alley.
Yeah. I want that chorus to hit though. It feels so fucking big. That bass, dude. The bass always feels so damn good on every album.
Yeah. This album was done at Steve Albini's studio.
Electric Audio, recorded and mixed by Bob Weston of Shellac. I love this. I fucking love that song. It's a great section because it's so, I don't know, kooky and noisy and spastic compared to like, the fairly, what's the word? Unsurprising first half of it. I don't know. It gets wild. I knew I didn't have anything to worry about hearing this album, but this isn't like one of my favorites or anything.
Yeah. For me, is this okay?
I think it's a fine album. I even though it is produced by Bob West, and normally I like him quite a bit. I think this is their worst sounding album, and it doesn't sound bad, but there's something really lacking in crunch and power behind those guitars specifically. Like everything else sounds pretty good, but it sounds even, I don't know. It's like it's almost really good, and there's just like something just slightly off about it. It just the big parts don't feel quite as big. The only thing that really feels powerful is the bass.
Yeah. That's fair. Cause for me, I pointed out the drumming, and then you get to like complaint, and I was like, man, this motherfucker, Tim Dow at the time, he can play.
Dude, that song revolves around that drum hook.
Yeah.
It's fucking great.
Yeah, and it's always cool to hear songs written around drum parts.
There's a lot of stuff like that in this band where I almost want to say it's when drummers are too good, which is a stupid thing to say, but I worked with a drummer who was like that, and I think of a lot of really good drummers who like that, where they're so fucking good that when they write their drum lines or the drum parts or whatever, they'll do all this crazy complicated shit, but they'll have it memorized. So they'll do the same crazy complicated shit every single time, and it's incredible. But what it doesn't have is the hookness to it, or the hookiness to it.
They're not playing in the pocket,
or it will be such a variable beat that a standard person will just hear it as the drummer is constantly doing something different. Where you get something weird reference, but you know the reference. That one album by The National.
Oh yeah.
Where say what you will about The National, but that particular album, whose name you'll probably see on the screen right now because I forgot it at the moment.
Yeah.
The drum hooks are simple, but they're so catchy. So you just end up remembering the drum lines.
I remember texting Mike about that. I was just like, the guys in Idols really like this National.
I like the album a lot, actually. I do like the album quite a bit.
So that's a different conversation.
That's what I mean. Like sometimes, even if you're amazing, you can alienate people. I like it, but there's some moments on like another album of Shiners where I'm like, damn, that's a great line, but he's doing too much. I like that he's doing too much. I enjoy it, but I think in terms of overall catchiness, you could probably do less.
Yes.
A weird critique. And not one I really want them to change, but just something I noticed.
Yeah, a lot of this album, I don't want to say it's the same song over and over again, but it does kind of run together.
Sure. Yeah, I could say the same with a lot of post-hardcore. And that's how I feel. I mean, I love post-hardcore, and I feel that way where it's mostly like the different variations of the same kind of song. And that's what another thing with complicated structures or riffs or something, like even at a certain point, the lack of structure becomes a kind of structure. Like, oh, every song is going to have this lack of structure. So then you can predict that.
You can find comfort in.
Yeah. So that's kind of what this does.
I do like Fetch a Switch.
Yeah. It's the first thing to kind of go full clean, slow it down.
Yeah. And it's really interesting. The guitars kind of remind me of Caius a bit, but I would say overall it's more in like the slint
song. For sure. It is super slinty.
But yeah, it's like this weird hybrid of like Caius and slint for me.
It is one of the most dynamic tracks here by far. I love it. I fucking love it. It's I don't know if it's my favorite, but it's definitely up there with favorite songs on the album.
Slipknot kind of seems like a missed opportunity for me because it's an okay song, but boy, oh boy, did I really enjoy more towards the end going into the outro. It gets big and heavy, and I was thinking about what you said about the production, like, oh man, like it could have like really like punched you in the face. I
think the song is rad as shit, although it does highlight how much I don't care for these failure kind of vocals. It's mostly just the choices. Again, he sounds fine, but it's a with bands like this, it's like either you do the noisy, squeaky voice, screamy route, or you try to sing it. And like I respect both, and I really respect trying to sing it because it's hard to do, and I've tried it and I've fucking failed at it. But I just don't like the choices so much. The same way I feel about failure for the most part. But the parts that because they're a pretty hard hitting band overall.
Yeah.
Not just Slipknot, but fucking Martyr. God.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
Martyr has some good riffs on it.
Hell yeah. I mean, the real Jesus Lizard-esque, dissonant, ringy arpeggios.
Yeah. You can hear the slinting Jesus Lizard influence for sure.
The Jesus Lizard.
I like
that so much more.
I like slurred through that for some reason.
The only song I don't care for is Released. I think it has some really good moments as it goes on, and I do like the loud dynamic to it. But the big main sections don't do so much for me, and at this point, the vocals are wearing on me, and it's a pretty long track.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was by the end of this, I was just like, okay, I'm not really excited. This could go south though.
I didn't think it was gonna go south. I mean, I like the closers a lot.
You're
too.
that confident in it.
It just felt like no, there's more of these guys, like because even though this is pretty standard post-hardcore, it just seemed like they hadn't found their personality yet. I was like, they're gonna find their personality. It's gonna be different. It's gonna be better.
Mm-hmm.
I just knew it.
Yeah,
and I think this is a fine album. I like Pearl. I think it's a really great hard hitting closer. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it just fine. I enjoyed it better on multiple listens. It's a good driving album, I think.
Mm-hmm. There are worse debut albums.
100%.
Many of which we've talked about.
We've talked about too goddamn many, but this ain't one of them. Hell yeah! But we got a few more. So, also last little not Easter egg. Trivia. This album was released on fucking January 1st.
I dig it. It's probably not great for sales, but I dig it.
It's bold. Our history guys, like, what kind of psychos release their albums on the 1st of January? It's pretty weird.
Yeah.
I do like it too. I do like the idea. It's like the same way like how New Year's Eve is just as crazy of a day to release an album as New Year's Day.
Sure, yeah.
It's just for like almost the same reason, basically.
Yeah, do something different. Year end list may not remember you, but goddamn, I think it leaves an impression.
Unless you're us and we have to take note of every single album that came out.
Yeah, and we are psychos and want to be as thorough as possible.
Yeah. All right, Alex, it's that time again.
Oh yeah.
Ball talk. Support for every album ever is brought to you by Manscaped, the best in men's below the waist grooming. Because their products are precision engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped's Performance Package is the ultimate men's hygiene bundle. So join over 7 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer as 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code EAE at manscaped.com. Life has changed. I have been a user of Manscaped for many years. I am never going back. And I guess what? I've been single for all the years that I've been using Manscaped for the most part. It doesn't matter. You do it for yourself and you do it for your country.
That's right. I'm a new user and I don't think I'm ever going to go back to not using deodorant on my balls.
You got it.
Life-changing.
All right. In this package, you'll find the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer. I still got my fucking guard up there. Ooh, yikes. Everything
at least you know this man is using the product.
I use it a lot.
Not out here selling you snake oil. He believes in this product.
Dude, it's so easy. It's so handy. It's so easy. I don't feel nervous about putting a literal blade up against my sack. That's fucking nightmare fuel, dude. But it's not, it glides. It glides. I feel secure. I feel safe. I feel like I almost had a father growing up.
Everything you want from something that's going to be on your balls.
Hell yes. Not to mention you got the Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, which also does a great job not tugging my nose holes. I got a lot of nose in case you can't tell. We got the Crop Preserver ball deodorant, which Alex is a huge fan of.
Huge fan of. I love it.
The Crop Reviver toner.
Just as good. Spritz you up through the day.
You don't need to shower every day. You will need this though. The 4th generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. Lawnmower 4.0 is also waterproof and has a 4000K LED spotlight in case you need a little bit more of a precise shave. Both the Weed Whacker and the Lawnmower 4.0 are waterproof, which means no evidence. All right. Do it in the shower. Hide your business. Hide your bodies. Hide all that shit. No one needs to find out what you do. You know what? Fuck them. Leave evidence. It's waterproof. Sure. Fucking leave evidence so they know you're clean. All right. Leave a mess. All right. Use this and leave a fucking mess.
Let people know where you been, what you rep.
Manscaped even threw in 2 free gifts to the Performance Package 4.0, the Manscaped Boxers and the Shed travel bag. This travel bag right here, which I will be using because I do plan on traveling soon. Where? Hey, don't know.
And they are gifts. These aren't things they just threw in willy-nilly. The Boxers are great. The travel bag, high quality. Both of them are great. Are you wearing the Boxers?
I am.
Mike's wearing
I forgot I was wearing them.
Yeah.
They're fucking great, dude. All right, so get 20% off and free shipping with code EAE at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use code EAE. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. All right, let's get back into it. But anyway, time to move on to, you ready?
I am ready.
Hell yeah. This is the follow-up. This is 1997's Lula Divinia. And now, more personality already.
Yes.
Already they have character.
Yes, this song is infinitely better.
Hell yeah. Those drums, man.
Should say this is when they signed a Sub Pop, and Paul joined the band.
This is where Paul came in.
Yeah.
I thought he was in 95.
Or, well, like, this is the first time he recorded.
He didn't record the last one.
No, he was not on the last one.
Oh, shit. I fucking love this. To open the album with something super technical and clean. Love it.
Especially because the other one's so heavy and daunting. Like, this lets you know this is something different.
Yep. Again, that bass is just so heavy.
And yeah, I do wonder what drummer Tim Dow is up to these days. Because I hope he kept playing music because he's really talented.
We can find out right now. Not that active.
Oh man,
damn, that sucks.
Whatever. Talented fucking guy.
Yep. There's the failure vocals.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very of the time.
Yeah. So that's a pretty rad song. I dig it quite a bit.
Yes. Best personal favorite.
I had a feeling this was going to be it for you. It's a great album. It's just came close. Came close for me.
One album I was like, is this gonna no.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
No.
This is the last of him sounding like the guy from Failure, whose name I keep forgetting. I'm sorry. You'll probably see it on screen right now.
Yes.
This is like this is where the thought popped in my head of like, oh, this is like if Failure was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
This album, because these songs are fucking great.
Yeah. But like Lula is just,
dude. God damn, I love that song.
Yeah, the melodic guitar riffs on here are like the best they're ever gonna be, in my opinion. Even when it goes from like the melodic stuff on that track into like the more like repetitive riff, just
yeah, it's very a lot of drony guitars or this really minimal bass line. It's beautiful, ominous.
Yes. Third gear scratch.
Yep.
You got like this herky jerky start riff with
so much depth in that song.
Yeah, with again more melodic ones, and it's fucking A. Just hits it up.
Did you drop your phone again?
No. Not me. Couldn't be me. Sideways / pin. Fucking.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they kind of lead into each other.
This is also like the most math rock.
Yeah, this is the most technical for sure. Sideways to me sounded like a more mature, better version of something off the debut. And Pin is just beautiful. It's like it's like the instrumental half of it essentially.
Yeah, towards the end there.
Yeah, god damn, it's just the kind of stuff that I really like zoning out to, like kind of like the way I do with Ken, where I'll just crank it and just I'm out. I'm just spaced out.
Yeah, and then the Christ-sized shoes in My Life as a Housewife. You still get your heavy stuff. It's
just more personality.
Yeah,
it's still just as intense, but they have a character now. And I mean, My Life as a Housewife is it's oddly emotional and ugly at the same time. It's a very interesting moving song.
They managed to capture a lot of different moods in these songs, and it never feels like you're just smashing these things together.
No, it's their brand.
It's pretty seamless.
Cake is like the most. We're gonna keep comparing it to Failure just because it's just hard to not. But that's like the most Failure sounding. But it's a really cool, big, epic closer. It's the original closer on streaming. You'll find a couple bonus tracks, which are Sleep It Off and Two Black Eyes, both of which I think are very cool.
They are good, but I can see how those kind of mess with the flow a little bit.
A little bit.
Another standout track for me is Jim's Lament.
Oh, hell yeah.
That one's kind of like you get heavy and math rock at once, so it's a winner for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say
I actually do like the vocals in that song a lot.
Yeah, well, obviously, like if you're like post rock and maybe even math rock, like this is the album to check out, I think. It's
like the last of them being super raw and wild.
Yeah.
Last of them being raw and wild.
And I think it's still like diverse too. It
is.
It manages to wear a lot of different hats.
Yeah, it's still distinctly post-hardcore, but now they got their flavor. The arrangements are deeper. The performances are even tighter. The production it's got punch and kick to it now. Yeah, I mean it's even the vocals don't bother me on this album. Like I can keep making the failure comparison, but it doesn't actually bother me.
Yeah, I think there's like he sounds a little bit like Cobain or whatever. And then this one, he moves a little bit away from it.
You mean you heard on the intro, he's like doing a more croony lower thing. And that's definitely not on the first album.
Yeah, I think that's better than the first album. And then it's almost like each album he decides to sing a little bit differently. Yeah. I think the biggest jump is going to be from this one to the next one. I would agree with that.
100%. So what is this? The cover was done by Andy Mueller. The cover art for he also did it for the next two albums, as well as Weezer's Gratitude and Death to False Metal.
Damn. Sometimes I forget Weezer still makes new music.
How many goddamn albums do they have?
I'm going to say they have to have somewhere between 50. I'm going to say 15.
Okay, I thought you were going to say 50. I was going to blow my brains out.
No, I was
right
thinking
here.
about saying 20, but I think it's got to be like 15 albums now, which is crazy.
So I think Paul Malinowski, the bassist, handled a lot of the mixing and production of this album, which is weird that it sounds so much better than the first one.
Yeah.
Like so much better.
Yeah, it does. Just, looking at, Discogs and Wikipedia, it does seem like he had a big impact joining the band.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know if he actually steered them in a certain direction, but
good question.
Him and is it Andy? Sorry, there's a lot of names. The vocal guitar.
Alan. Yeah.
Alan. Yeah, they seem like a good 1-2 punch.
In Alex's defense, the name Andy is in bold letters right in front of him, which is why he said that.
Yes.
But Alex's best and personal favorite, a good ass album. If you're into post rock, it's really kind of a
post
must.
rock, or
post hardcore.
Yeah. Or if you like 90s alternative hard rock, this definitely feels like something that maybe should have been on the radio, but
it's a little jagged, and it was probably a little too intense for most radio. But looking back now, like it seems like why the hell not? Like it is.
I don't know.
It's not actually more in like wild and crazy. It's just a little bit more complicated.
I feel like from the 90s to whenever nu metal died, rock radio was playing a lot of heavy, crazy shit.
If they could sign Shudder to Think, check out that episode by the way. Why the hell not Shiner? I like Shudder to Think, but goddamn, that's weird. Shit. But time to move on.
Yep.
Now we in the 24th century. Okay, this is 2000s. Starless. Already a much louder mix.
Yes.
This is chunky.
And I did play the remastered versions of Lula.
Oh shit.
There's that bass coming in.
And now, he's basically a different guy now. I like it a lot. Love this fucking riff. That bass, man.
That to me also feels like, this whole album feels like, we're gonna do it, guys. We're gonna get on the radio.
Never happened.
It never happened. I think at this point, new metal had done its.
That's a damn shame.
There were exceptions to the rule, like Creed or something.
Oh, yeah. So they're still doing some, especially drum-wise, they're still going pretty wild.
Oh, yeah. They can always play. Even if I don't like it, they always manage to find guys who can play.
All right. Yeah, later on it goes into this riff that
kind of repeats for a while, and goddamn is it fucking wild. Best personal favorite.
Worst least favorite.
You're out of your fucking mind. You're out of your fucking mind. This is such a great album. You're out of your mind. I mean, holy shit, you're out of, oh, that's a spider. You're out of your fucking mind.
I do not like this album.
I knew you wouldn't like it, but it is not. Oh, you killed this. Oh, the spider. There goes the spider. God damn it, Alex. It's like he has hate in his heart. Look at him. He's fucking killing this spider. I love this album.
I wasn't expecting you to. Oh, I don't like it. Let's before we get into it, the guy who recorded it and mixed it, what a resume this man has.
Joel Hamilton, who also provided extra guitar and weird noises, quote unquote, to this album. He's also credits include Tom Waits, Sleepy Time, Gorilla Museum, Unsane, and Red Sparrows, and A Storm of Light.
Insane. Fucking this Joel Hamill guy. I don't know who he is, but I like the cut of your Gib. Anyways, back.
You say Gib?
Yeah. Gib, right? Jib? Jib. It's Jib. Sorry.
Holy so you can't trust this man. This is a great album.
No.
It's a great album. I get it. The handsome guy vocals are a bit much. I don't love it either. I don't love the style. And there's only one song that goes too far into hum territory. You know the band Hum?
Oh, yeah. What's that?
That's Lazy Eye. I don't care much for that song.
I wrote Deftones Light for that song.
That's basically Hum. Although that one album from Hum that everybody knows, it's the green one. Everybody knows the one Hum album.
Yeah.
That one's fine. Sorry for shitting on Hum. But the riffs here are so unique. The power behind this production is so satisfying. Every song offers something a little different. They're going a little bit more, obviously more, I don't know, accessible. They're a little bit softer in some areas. They're a little more melodic. Some of the textures in this mix are wild. They're letting it all fly. The songs may seem simpler, but everything as a whole is there's a lot more depth to it.
For me, it's really boring, and that's one of my big pet peeves, which is crazy.
It's consistent.
Which is crazy because on the first album, I put over some of the more like mellow Slint like stuff. Yeah. So it's like I like those riffs when they're a little more dark or sinister, but here they feel more bright to me, and I don't think that's in their repertoire, but obviously that's me.
I don't. Here's the thing. So this is what I was saying at the very top when I said on paper I shouldn't like this. One, I don't like alt rock or whatever mainstream kind of rock.
This is the altiest of rocks.
I disagree. With this discography, I disagree. I don't like handsome guy vocals. I don't like the shit where it's like, oh God, he's just trying to sound nice and good. He's not going wild or losing his shit. But the songs are just so fucking well written. The riffs, man, the riffs are there. I think the riffs are wild on this album. If you take away all the coat of paint, take away the vocals, these are really weird songs.
I do agree with you that there's a lot of textures on here. There's a lot more playing with guitar effects.
Yeah.
And to me, it's wild that what I think is their most boring album is the one where like, oh, let's try like these weird things. And for me, it does not work.
It's almost like you're saying all of the things I feel about a different album. It's like I find the diversity here really refreshing. Like Semper Fi is basically something that I shouldn't like. And when it starts out, I'm like, I don't like this. But as it goes on, like, God damn, that's fucking good. Even like there's like these bright clangy guitar lines in there too. Like they just pulled it off. They pulled off a thing they don't like and made it a thing I like.
That's the best song on the album.
Great song.
That would be the only song I would come back to.
Oh, Oh, there's so many good songs. Oh, I love them all, except for Lazy Eye. And then, as long as we're talking about the weird shit, Rearranged. That's like one of their most experimental songs ever.
Is it? Because it's just... It's just the outro for the previous... For Lazy Eye, but like backwards, bridging it into too much of not enough.
And, sure, but it's fucking groovy. It's groovy and it's a breather is what it is. It's a breather of them doing something completely different.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like that's what I mean. Like them just taking shots and doing different shit.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with that, but it's also not like it doesn't land for me.
I get it. And I definitely get too much of not enough. That's like one where, all right, this is not for everyone. It's super accessible to one giant group of people and then very, very alienating to this group of people right here.
It's crazy to have your closing track feel like filler.
How could you? I mean, the title track is the closer, but it's more of an outro than a full song.
Yeah.
But even then, I like how do you not like the laser sounds on the title track? You love lasers, dude.
I love lasers.
There's all kinds of great lasers there.
It's just feels more like an intro. Like maybe that should have been in the front. It probably wouldn't have changed my opinion, but it's just. I
think Spinning is an incredible opener. It has so much fucking power behind it in killer riffs, and even the songs like Giant Chair or Giant's Chair, it's heavier than they've ever been. It's just this album is like their heaviest album. It's not their heaviest, but it's one of their heaviest.
I disagree. That felt like the most generic rock radio song on the album. But yeah,
Kevin Is Gone is great too.
Those two songs are great examples where there is like textures and layers there, and it's like I hear what you're doing, but it's not working for me. If I could go back to a baseball reference, this feels like a pitcher trying to hit a home run.
Pitcher trying to hit a home run.
They're not good. They're not good at doing those.
I think you meant like from pitching. He's like, watch me make this home run.
No.
Like, I don't think I knew baseball as well as I did.
No. Like when the pitcher has to bat and they know they suck, so they just strike out on purpose. But this feels like, I'm going to do it. And you're like, no, you don't.
No, man. They knocked it out of the park, dude. They knocked it out of the fucking park. I love it.
Damn, I wasn't expecting. Well,
I wasn't expecting it, and I wanted to give it to Lula, but it's like this one has. I'm saying the writing on this one is like I don't like the style so much, but I can't fucking deny how well done these songs are and how much I just like. It's almost some songs. It's almost a guilty pleasure. Like, oh no, it's too fucking like. Where's another one? Unglued is one where I'm like. I just can't help but like it. I just can't help it. I can't control it. I just like it. It's so nice. So nice.
So boring.
You're crazy.
I was worried that the rest of the albums were going to be boring.
I was perked up with this one.
I was like, I'm not on.
God damn it. Well, and now we're not friends. And that's how it goes.
Friends. But after a series of episodes where we kept having the same picks.
Yep.
Now we go in a radically different direction.
Yeah, we had 3 in a row of the exact same picks. Finally, just the polar opposites. Fuck, it was bound to happen. And I actually wouldn't have it any other way. It had to be this way.
Hell yeah.
But my best and personal favorite and Alex's worst and least favorite. Holy shit. But time to move on. This is the last album before the initial breakup. Mm-hmm. This is 2001's The Egg. Maybe one thing. There we go. Oh, that's some 90s shit, even though this is not 90s.
Reminds me also of Gavin Rossdale of Bush.
Oh, that's a diss, dude. That's fighting words.
Who I got to see live thanks to Mike, and I never told him about it.
Hey, what?
I got to see Bush live because your brother didn't want to go see Alice in Chains.
They opened for Alice in Chains?
Dude,
Fucking Bush?
it was gnarly. I don't know why I've never told you about this concert.
You gotta go into the store after this.
Yes.
This part of the song is baffling as an opener. Way to kill all the momentum in your opening track with this chorus.
It's odd.
I like the song, but that's a weird fucking choice.
This didn't really make me look forward to listening to more of them, but I do think the album turns it around a little bit.
I think so. It's
One of the worst openers, I'd say, and I do think it's worst least favorite. But having said that, I liked it more on multiple listens. I don't think it's a bad album.
Mm-hmm.
And there was some songs that I just straight up changed my mind on second listen.
Yeah.
But go back to this Alice in Chains story. So I had a couple tickets that I couldn't use. Gave them to you. You went, and I assumed everything went fine and nothing interesting happened because we never talked about it.
In the scheme of things, nothing interesting did happen, but this venue, I fucking hate this venue. I've been there before. It's in Irvine. It's meant to be a temporary venue. It was fucking hot and humid as balls. It's outside. The seats are fucking awful. You might as well just stand. Also, it's too close to the Inland Empire, so it doesn't matter what kind of band you see. Like, you could go watch AFI and the Wu-Tang Clan and Alice in Chains, and it's going to be the same white trash audience every single time. And so that sucks. That sucks, yeah. Which I was prepared for. But yeah, the fucking openers were Bush and Breaking Benjamin.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I knew what I was getting into.
Oh, that's
my friend that I went with. She's like, I think I like Breaking Benjamin. So I'm like, okay, we'll get there to see them. And after 2 songs, she's like, I don't know what I was thinking. This is awful. So we just went and stood on the grass until Alice in Chains played. Alice in Chains still sounds amazing, though. They're great.
That's wild.
Thank you for this.
Oh, yeah, no problem. I'm glad they went to you. Otherwise, I would have nothing. Yeah, no one would have gone.
I assumed it was the openers where your brother and then you were just like, no, I can't do this.
I didn't even know about the openers. I didn't have time.
Yes.
I think my brother probably, actually, I think Robert, he saw that and he was like, probably like, no thanks.
No. Yeah. He's too weak and feeble to deal with the type of people who went to that show.
That's such a diss. Holy shit. It's so much of a bitch. You can't handle watching Breaking Benjamin. He doesn't come at you with a butterfly knife.
Yeah. I just think of him as this tiny little man I could cradle. That's just how I picture it. It's not even meant.
He's a small gentleman.
Yeah, it's not even meant as an insult.
He's a gentle gentleman.
Yes.
But this album, I think, is easily their weakest, and it gave me dark flashbacks all in tone to Thrice. And I will tell you the reason is because basically every song in here is edgy and dark. And if you give me a fucking album full of nothing but edgy, dark songs that veer toward the melodramatic side, I'm out. I can't fucking stomach it.
At first I was like, I don't know. There's some shit that slaps on here, I think.
For sure. There's some really good stuff on here. Hold on, I could do it. I can do it.
Yeah.
Andalusia.
Dude. That
damn cool.
Bought the ruckus.
Hell, dude, you know what? That main riff really, really sounds like Billiard Player's song by Shellac.
And yeah, I think that song hit for me because it's felt like a long time since they've been like overtly heavy.
Yeah,
and I was just like,
I disagree with that. I think the last album was chock full of heavy, but it is one of the heaviest things on this album for sure.
Title track, you didn't like the title track?
I did not. That is a bit too dramatic for me. Like the rawness took a huge step back on the last album, but here it's like it is so gone. Like that is so crispy clean. And the only unusual, interesting thing about this title track to me is the bass line or the bass lines, because okay, here's a comparison. It's not a perfect comparison, but the opener to OK Computer, Radiohead. What's the fucking opener? What's the name of that song? The fucking,
we all know the opener. All know it.
The bass line to that song, which is I think it goes, the bass player went on record saying it's his favorite bass line because it was meant to be a placeholder, but he just never came up with anything else.
Airbag.
So it's this really minimal thing that kind of just, there's a little and then there's silence, and then he goes in with another. It's like that, except the bass line is weird and it doesn't make any sense with the song. I find that very interesting. I find it to be an interesting choice, but the rest, like, that's like the only thing about the song that I kind of enjoy, except for the outro. The outro is very fucking cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of like Stella got her groove back a little bit on this album.
That song is not Taye Diggs, dude. I don't know what you're saying.
Well, first of all, no one is Taye Diggs.
Not even him anymore. I don't even know what happened to that guy.
Yeah, I think Idris Elba's probably
he's the new Taye Diggs. You're right.
But also completely different. Like they're this two different handsome dark men.
Taye Diggs seems like he will always be young, and Idris Elba seems like he's always been old.
Idris Elba aged gracefully,
but he's always seemed that age.
He's always seemed old. Yeah, I was so mad when I was like, watching The Wire and I found out he was British. I'm like, bullshit.
It's it's a betrayal is what it is.
It's bullshit. That guy's from fucking Baltimore and you can't tell me any differently.
Yeah, refuse to believe it. Yeah.
Now I associate him as one of the most British guys ever, but
not to me.
No.
And guess what? I never even seen The Wire.
There you go. Always be oh man. It's
tripping.
I forget his name on the Wire. Someone will know it.
Someone will know it.
I'm fucking up a lot today.
It's not Omar.
No.
It's not Bubbles.
It's a two name thing, and I'm not going to look it up.
Okay.
Just for fun.
Okay. Sit with that one, folks. Okay. So there's a few things about this album. Most of the songs, if not all the songs, feel great. They're like again, they always sound great. They're always tight as shit. But
Stringer Bell.
What?
Idris Elba, Stringer Bell.
Okay, there we go. You got it. And now the world is whole again. So the songs feel great, but almost every time the riffs just don't do it for me. Like just I find nothing about it interesting. Perfect example is Play Dead, which is, I mean,
that's not a great song. Yeah.
That verse is like the snappiest, hookiest thing. Like you show it to anybody, they'll probably start bobbing their head. Like it's that hooky. You listen to the actual riffs, they're not that great. I don't like the riffs at all. And it's really, I mean, that's like one of the most accessible mainstream kind of rock sounding things they've done. It's not bad. I just don't think it's like the same style as the last album without the writing. Instead of like what I felt to be really interesting, unique riffs, it's now everything is just really dark and edgy.
Yeah, I would say this band does a good job of their albums all feeling like different animals to me. So
they definitely do. And this is my least favorite. This is the one I would send to the pound. I think
the title track, Andalusia, Bells and Whistles, and The Simple Truth are like...
Hold on, you like Bells and Whistles?
I do.
Holy so that's the one that turned me. My first note when I heard that was, and they lost me. I was immediately out. Second listen, like, God damn it, it's actually quite good.
Yeah.
It's a fucking earworm.
I was like, yeah, they feel more in line with riffs that they should be playing, in my opinion.
I don't like that. I think that's why I don't like it. It's too much of like, this type of band plays this kind of riff. Mm-hmm. And I find that boring. Where the last album, I was like, this type of band doesn't play these are weird riffs. And I found that to be a very invigorating in a way. And I don't mind The Simple Truth so much. I at this point in the album, I'm really bored of the dark stuff and the dramatic stuff. But it's, first of all, it's their longest song ever. It's almost 8 minutes. And it goes into this lengthy, hypnotic, almost jammy, really pretty.
That's why it worked for me.
And that's why it's a great song.
Yeah.
Like if that was the whole song, I'm like, this is a fucking home run. That song. Yeah. I don't even hate the first chunk so much after multiple listens, but
I do think this album does feature one of the worst songs ever, though.
Would that?
That'd be The Top of the World.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all.
I don't like this band messing around with electronics.
I kind of like it.
I don't like it. That's where we're at on this podcast.
It's the vocals. I know it's the vocals in that song. It's
no, it's not.
It's not.
It is like the whole like. I feel like they can't nail that electronic, more like electronic driven vibe they're going for. It doesn't work for me.
One thing I will relent to with the electronic stuff is that it never feels. They never made it part of the personality.
No,
it always feels like they're doing it a way someone else kind of did it.
Or yeah, they're working it into like their brand of music instead of like making it seem forced, even if I think the end result is boring.
I don't think it sticks out that I think it's fine. I don't like find it to be their best songs ever, but I don't mind it so much. And again, I do appreciate the novelty of it. And they don't really feel like sore thumbs at all. Where certain albums, of course, I can't think of a single one on top of my head, but where you hear this whole new style and it's like, wait, what the fuck? And it just feels jarring. I don't think they ever do anything like that.
They never went Danzig Electronica album.
No, they never went Black Acid Devil.
There we go.
I'll never forget that album.
I knew you would know it.
I know all those albums by heart. I wish I didn't. I fucking love Danzig, even though I hate him. Oh shit! But yeah, what really did it, because like I said before, it's just the overall every song being just morose and gloomy and dramatic. It's just fucking. It's the only album that does that. It's the only album that's just sad, dark, sad, dramatic. And not to mention, you couple that shit with the Handsome Guy vocals, I'm out. It just reminds me of just too much stuff that it's just not for me. I just don't like that style.
I thought I was going to be in for a rough time, and then turned around for me, and I like it way better than Starless.
You're crazy.
So that was, for me, I was like, okay, we're back.
Holy shit. This is where I was like, what? I thought I liked this band. But my worst and least favorite.
I never thought I liked this.
Fair enough. Christ.
It's just fine.
I think they're more than fine. But we got one more. At least at the time of this recording, one more. This is the reunion, everybody. This is 2020's Schadenfreude.
Singing differently again.
Singing differently, but still in the rock, radio rock.
But listen, happy riff, happy song.
This is the brightest they've ever sounded.
Yep. I actually like this. It's interesting to have such a hopeful opener.
I did not. Yeah.
I like this song. I get the vocals though. I don't like that.
I just want this band to like live in the shadows, I think.
What do you mean?
Just keep being like kind of more dark and moody.
You don't like the brightness. You don't like the happy.
No, I don't. Not in this band.
I would argue that some of their best songs are happy, like the opener to Lula.
Yeah, that I am kind of a hypocrite.
You could hear also distinguish more lyrics in this album. Funny lyrics.
I think he should have just gone full Jarl.
But also, this is a less happy riff too. This is pretty hard. I like this riff a lot too. So maybe you probably won't get the full picture with that, just that little tidbit, but this is a very different album.
It is, and again, first few songs I thought I was going to hate it, and
So
then
did
I kind of came around on it.
Same exact.
Well, we can finally agree on
The first half, I was like, oh, this is definitely the worst. And then I was like, wait a minute, this is not at all the worst. This is actually quite cool.
Life as a Mannequin.
Fucking stinks, dude. The worst song. I think it's the worst song.
Yeah, I was like, this is appropriate song title because it's lifeless.
That it has funny lyrics, but I would say probably the most offensive main riff this band has ever done. It is the most generic thing they've ever done.
Yeah. There were certain, yeah. And then like the good songs are less mathy and dark, and they're more like rockers and rippers.
A lot of jamminess too. So this is not post or I keep saying post rock. It's not post hardcore. This is way the songs are longer. There's less songs on here. They're jammier. Some of them go real spacey, even almost psychedelic. There's way less riffs per song.
Totally.
It's like a whole different thing. And there's an interview with Alan here that explains that. It makes a lot more sense. He kind of says that before he'd basically be the main writer. He'd bring his ideas, and then they'd work through all of them, and then the songs would become something completely different. But he says the quote, this time we're all far apart, so we use technology much more. This time Josh and I were able to collaborate a lot more on the writing process. He had a big hand in these tunes, and in particular, In the End and Low Hanging Fruit, which we will talk about those in a second. Then we bring in these ideas, share them with the boys, run it through the Shinerator at practice, and it becomes us, or it doesn't, in which case we toss it or keep it for another time. So they're emailing song ideas back and forth instead of just working in the room, which is already pretty interesting. And it also
different
makes
dynamic,
way different. It also makes sense that the songs are simpler because of that, or they have like less, they're more developing on one idea instead of like this jam-packed, complicated technical song. So it's a whole different thing. What are the songs that this is a little note from our boy Tom. He says, is it just me, or does the guitar line in Paul P. Poe or Poff P-O-G-H really bring to mind Dream Brother by Jeff Buckley? Much heavier, obviously. Yes. Abso-fucking-lutely.
Yes, it does.
It's just Dream. It's the same riff from Dream Brother.
But heavy, that's the best song on the album.
I don't know about that, but I think it's great. I do think I like it.
I like it a lot. Some fast and furious footwork by the drummer there. Just kill it. Well, I like it a lot. And then kind of peters out towards the end, though.
I don't mind it. I mean, I get why you wouldn't like "Oh Captain." I don't mind it. I'm surprised you don't. I'm surprised you don't like "Swallow."
I hate that song.
You hate "Swallow." I think it's great.
I felt that 7 minutes.
I didn't.
I was like, you know what? This is a 3 or 4 minute song. What are you guys doing? Like, you're gonna hit me over the head with Paul Triple P, whatever his name is,
Paul P. Poe, Paul P. Poff,
and then give me this shit.
It had the reverse effect where I started out not liking it, and then by the end I was like, man, it really won me over. And also, this is probably the weirdest takeaway I got from this album. This is my favorite Alan album in terms of vocals. I think he sounds the best on this album than any other album. Like, one, he's singing differently. He's not doing so much. Because the songs are completely different kinds of songs, he's not really relying on the same types of progressions he normally does, like, you know, the rock stuff. Plus, everything is way spacier. So even it's the different lines combined with just a weirdly different production. He's way more spacious, way more reverby. He's not buried, but he's more like it hangs on single notes longer. It's just a different style, and I like it way more.
Genuflect is one of the rockers.
I do not like that song at all. At all.
I'll take that song and Nothing over other things.
I like Nothing. I think that's one of the highest energy, tightest songs on there. I don't love the riffs in there, but it feels really good.
Mm-hmm.
Low Hanging Fruit, which we briefly mentioned in the quote, that's where it registered like, oh, this is just a different band.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't listen to this expecting to be post or like even Starless. I can't go in expecting this kind of thing.
That's when Starless was like when I was like, this is not. So yeah, kind of a mixed bag. But,
it's very different. It's really this is the Redhead Stepchild. If you're gonna give it that name,
I would say that. Yeah.
Very different. And we glossed over "Oh Captain," but god damn, that is basically psychedelic and
I didn't feel that.
It's really.
I think I was just I was like, ugh, fucking Swallow. All right, this closer better be good. And I was just like, that's it.
If you're not swayed by Swallow, "Oh Captain" ain't doing shit.
They kind of work as a companion pieces a little bit.
I like the whole. I mean, from Nothing on, I'm on board.
Yeah,
it's like again, it's not my favorite album of theirs. I don't love this style that much either, but there's nothing wrong with it. I found myself really enjoying some stuff. It does have some growing time, or it does need some growing time. I feel like, and it is really weird to have "Life as a Mannequin" so close to the beginning of the album. Or even on the album. I really hate that song.
It's crazy. I think I saw there was a music video for that.
Really?
Like, out of all the songs, that's
also it's 6.5 minutes. I mean, it's that one's a chore.
Or I don't know if there's a music video, but it's definitely a single.
Okay. I mean, it's accessible. I guess I don't. That's not an excuse
I wonder what fans of the band thought of this. If you were like listening to them and then you're like, "Oh shit, they got back. A new." Yeah. Like, what did you guys think about this album?
Yeah, because it almost feels like it's not the band. It doesn't feel like Shiner at all.
Yeah,
it's so. Yeah, it's really odd, and we're brand new to this band, but holy shit, it really is that different.
Yeah, we didn't have the like waiting period that fans of the band did. So since
I've literally never met a single fan of theirs, or more accurately, I've never met anybody who's heard of this band.
Yeah.
I have no idea even what the consensus is on the other albums. I love the third album, but clearly not everyone likes the third album.
I love bands like this. It's just a blank slate and it's
you have no idea.
Yeah. Bands like this and Ruins of Beverus are fun, even if I end up on the end of it's okay.
Yeah. Ruins of Beverus, that's a weird one. Oh man,
I like. Well, I'm doing Apples and Oranges, but
different band. But that was I look at some
treats there.
I keep going back to Ruins of Beverus. I really do love that band,
dude. Exhumed. Was it Exhumed?
Oh, Exuvia. That album is truly special. And now we're not talking about them right now, but if you like extreme metal, go check out Ruins of Beverus. I don't know why you like extreme metal and Shiner, but
some people do.
I do.
There you go. I guess. Well, I don't like Shiner, but I like bands that are similar to Shiner.
Yeah. So there you go. We have eclectic tastes here. All right. But yeah, it's a cool return to form. And it's not even a return to form. It's a return to new formed.
Yeah.
So I wonder where they go next. Who knows?
Good on these guys for like grinding it out and reuniting. And I never heard of them, but I'm glad there's an audience for them. And
they mixed this album themselves, which is it also explains some of the song. There's a quote here from Alan about that. He says, the pros are the cost and luxury of writing over time and going back into the studio anytime to do fixes and things like that. Plus the fact that Paul is an unbelievably talented engineer and mixer, just savant-like abilities. Shocker. I mean, from the get-go, Paul has been incredible.
Yeah, he does kind of seem like a creative, like driving force in the band.
100%. So yeah, these songs were pretty much built or written as they were recorded. There was a lot of going back and forth and tinkering, which I like that method. There's like a lot of lack of pressure to that method. You can kind of take your time and let things sit for a long time and come back to it. And there's no pressure to get the perfect take because you're running out of time. I just think all that stuff is not conducive. Is that the right word? To good albums. That's not true, but like to a good album or a good recording environment. Some people I can pull out fucking incredible shit with that pressure. But I always tend to veer on the side of like, well, how will you like that in 6 months? How will that sound later?
Yeah.
I like let things sit. But yeah, that's just a one man's opinion. So thank you so much for listening and watching. I guess we should
another one in the bank. Recap.
Might as well do a little recap. What you got?
For me, best personal favorite, Lula Divinia.
Yeah.
And then worst least favorite, Starless. Fucking boring.
Crazy. Starless, best personal favorite. It's a great record, especially one if you're open to alt rock. It's so cool. And The Egg, worst least favorite. It's just dreary and moody, and I don't know. There's some gems.
There's some gems on there, in my opinion.
There's some gems, but it's boring to me. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Cole, for suggesting this and for hanging out with us and for being so
supporting us for a long time.
Just a long time, but also like keeping things going in the Discord. He's a big Discord ball player.
Loves contributing. You want this guy in your bullpit.
Hell yes. So this is fun. I'm glad we did this. And I guess we should do some plugs.
Yeah, we got to do them.
Well, I guess you could fucking shit. Subscribe if you like the video. Like the video if you like the video. Subscribe if you want to hang out longer. Talk shit to us in the comments if you want to do that. Leave your picks or best and worst if you want to play along. That's always fun to do. You can find a full Spotify playlist on Shiner. There's a link to that in the description. We got playlists associated with pretty much every episode. You can find those at everyalbumever.com. You can follow me on all social media at PandaMonkey and Alex on Instagram.
Every album Alex.
Please be sure to follow our history guy Tom Osman on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Tom Osman Sounds, as well as his Substack, tomosman.substack.com, where he has all kinds of neat music related stuff. I forgot why I went on there recently. I went on there just to check one thing, and I ended up just falling into a rabbit hole. Yeah, reading. He's a good writer.
That's
very fun stuff.
That's fun stuff.
He also makes music. Check out his debut album, So Much for All in Day's Work, which you could find a link to in the description, as well as a link to my debut EP, Panda Monkey. Check that out. It's in there as well. There's more. I'm pretty sure there's one big one. Patreon.com/everyalbumever. It's our bread and butter. It's where we need the most help. And we love you guys for hanging out with us there. You can find bonus episodes. You get to see our schedules in advance. You get to vote on polls to decide who we cover next. You get to join our Discord, be a part of our community, just like Cole, as well as suggest our shorter EAE singles episodes. We pull them all from Discord directly. And if you're tier 2, you're bigger than Jesus, then you can suggest these long episodes just like Cole did. These are harder to do. They take more time, therefore we have to up the ante a little bit. Yeah, it's just fair. But go there if you want to do that. And thank you.
And let me give a shout out to Chase, who told me he this pledged to the tier of Lemmy Kilmeister's Moles.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Chase.
Thank you, buddy.
That guy makes rad art.
I've seen it. It's very good. It's very damn good.
Gave us little comics.
Hell yeah. Very good.
Very talented man.
Very. But also, that is ultimate cool fan tier, because that is unnecessary. You don't get any extra perks for being one of Lemmy Kilmister's moles.
You get shout outs and praises from me, and I'll put your artwork on my walls in my home. And
I'll think about you at night. That's all we can do. So thank you so much for that. Hell yes. And I think that's about it for the plugs.
Hell yeah.
Well, we gonna wrap it. What we gonna wrap it with?
You know, you like this band more than I do. I
do.
I don't even like them enough to fight for us. These, like, whatever you want, that's appropriate.
I wonder what it is I want. I don't even know.
Probably some dog shit.
It's not dog shit. It's good, Alex. They're good songs. You need to give it a chance.
So people in the comments, let us know what you.
People probably hate this. I'm about to hate this up. I'm stupid. I don't fucking know. I liked it. Whatever. Fuck you guys.
One of us is wrong, and it's going to be fun to find out who.
Shit. This is tough. But you know what I'm going to do?
What are you going to do?
I'm going to go Lula.
Oh, thank you.
We going Lula. Hell
what
yeah.
A sweet boy.
Oh, yes.
What a nice boy.
So thank you so much for listening and watching. See ya.